What's up, everybody? Peacemaker here. Welcome to SkinClub YouTube channel. And today we're going to be talking about the major, but not the major itself yet, because we have a few stages prior to the one of the most important events in the year, which is the major European qualification stage and also the Americas one, because we're getting close to the cutoff date, which is going to be in the 7th of April. And if I'm not mistaken, the qualifier will be taking place between the 14th until the 16th or 17th of April. Both of them happens online. And today I want to be talking about the teams that are getting closer and closer to, obviously, the main goal, which is qualifying to the major. Every team dreams about this throughout the whole year. And today we're going to see who is getting closer and closer, what there is left that's going to be giving points for those teams to maybe be able to make it to the qualifier. And yeah, let's jump straight to it. So we are here at the hltv.org website, a place where you will be able to find all this information that I'm going to be showing you guys today. But I'm going to explain to you guys my thoughts and what I think is going to happen in each one of these places, right? Europe and the Americas for today. And here we can see the ranking as it is today, 31st of March is the date where I'm recording this video. And there's not going to be any updates prior to the release of this video anyway. So here you can see the teams that are already qualified to the stage 3 of the major. Literally the best teams in the world. Guaranteed. Navi, G2, Eternal Fire Spirit, Mouse Vitality. Stage 2, we have FaZe Clan, which honestly could be easily on Stage 3 as well, based on their quality as a team. We have Falcons, 3D Max, and Virtus.pro. Interesting to see 3D Max on Stage 2, right? They did pretty well in the last major, which guaranteed them a Stage 2 appearance, together with Virtus.pro as well. And then on the MRQ Europe, which is the qualifier that's going to be featuring 16 teams, we have this list so far. And right below, you see the teams that are getting closer and closer based on the points. And in Europe, as you can see, things are really, really stacked. There's a lot of teams that could still make it. I would say probably between these 3 teams here, Apogee, Aurora, and Guns, I think they all have pretty good chances. And I would say it's a little harder, but I'm going to talk about that real shortly. But from what we see here, there's not going to be much difference, right? So we already have 100% guaranteed Astralis at the qualifier. Gamer Legion saw the Portuguese roster, the new Portuguese roster, guaranteed. We have Big, Heroic, BC Game. We have Bait. 500, I mean 500 won a lot of points because of, they acquired a lot of points because all the CCTs and online stuff that they won, and they have been doing great so far. And well, we have OG as well, who's been doing great online. We have Fnatic, Metisport, Perivision, James Roster, who's been doing really, really great online. We have Nemiga, 9 Pandas, Betboom, and 9. But I would say that between these last 4 teams here, I think things can get really complicated depending on what happens next up until 7th of April, right? Some of the teams are still going to be playing a few events, so things could change. Let's put it like that. And to begin with, we can check how the European regional qualifier is going to look like, right? We're going to be having 16 teams from this list that we just talked about. And then from this list, 6 teams will go through directly to the stage 1 of the major. The others will be eliminated, right? It's a huge blow for me that the tournament is online, honestly. Like, I think that for such an important event like this that gives you a spot in Austin, I think this should be taking place on LAN, so we avoid, onliners, people playing from home, internet issues, cheating, throwing games, and all this sort of stuff. I think LAN will prevent a lot of that stuff happening. And then some of you will say, yeah, but Luis, we're talking about some of the best teams in the world. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, who knows, right? Who knows what could happen? Some of these teams, like there's a lot of controversy happening around 500. A lot of people say in the community that they could be throwing games. I heard a lot of rumors already. So, just the fact that you have 500 there's been clips as well from Oxygen, people claiming that he's cheating and all of that. And then you give these guys another chance of making it to a major by having this tournament being played online. I think, honestly, it's a pretty bad for the scene. I would like to see them proving themselves on LAN. Same goes for all the rest of the teams, obviously. But I think LAN, separates onliners, people that, don't know how to handle pressure. And when we're talking about a major, I definitely think that all of those factors should be taken into consideration. It's the most important event of the year, and you have to be. I know the logistic is hard, the investment that you have to do in order to have all of these things being played on LAN would be, very expensive, but still. We're again talking about the major, and I think that's where Valve could jump in and make sure that this is all played on LAN. Unfortunately, that's not the case for now, and we have this being played online. So, well, we talked about the major already and how it is in the qualifiers. So now I think we can go and see what is left and how teams can get even more points in order to maybe make it to the qualifier. We have NIP doing really great lately in this Astana qualifier. We also have Nemiga, who is, as you guys can see, down here in the ranking, fighting for their spot. So a win today. Who are they playing against? They're playing against Metisport. So Nemiga and Metisport, they're both hungry for a victory here. Metisport, just to make sure if they win today or if they even win against NIP, I think they pretty much guarantee their spot at the major. They have 978 points, which in my opinion should be enough to make it to the cut. But Nemiga, I think Nemiga, a win against Metisport today would be huge. Like we could even see, like maybe if we click here, go to match page, we can probably, if we scroll down here below, you can see that Nemiga would probably earn plus 16 points in the ranking if they win their match. Would be huge, right? They would gain 4 spots in the qualifier in the ranking, and they would get closer to Metisport. A victory in this best of 3 is massive for the Nemiga roster. This match is still going to be played today, the day where I'm recording the video. NIP already beat Bait, and they are in the grand final. Where is Bait in this? Bait is already up here. They already qualified. But as you guys can see, where is NIP, actually? NIP is pretty far away, right? Yeah, 788 points. If they win the qualifier, they would definitely get closer, but I don't think they can make it, right? It's 200 points. And I'm gonna be showing you guys the next few events, and I don't think NIP is playing in any of them, so it is what it is. But it's great for NIP to get closer to the ranking, so they can get closer and closer to make it to the second major of the year, right? It's important that they are acquiring points, very important for the roster as well to establish themselves. And we have this, and then we have this another tournament, Yala Compass Qatar 2025 close qualifier, which is going to be taking place soon. And we do have some great teams, right? We have Batboom, who is also fighting for their spots. We have Nemiga again. We have ENS. We have a lot of teams that are fighting. Metisport, 9 Pandas. So a lot of things will be decided based on this qualifier here. And, this tournament as well gives spots to Yala Compass Qatar 2025, which is another massive event. So we should keep an eye on this because a lot could still change between these teams down here. You see 9 Pandas, Nemiga, Batboom, Aurora, ENS. They're all still fighting for a spot. Then we have the Steep Sport Cup Spring 2025. Eclot is going to be playing. Where is Eclot in this list? Are they guaranteed? Oh no, they're also fighting for a spot here. Now imagine if Eclot actually does great in Yala Compass and actually wins the Steep Sport Cup Spring 2025. They wouldn't get many points. It's still ranked. They wouldn't get many points, but still, a victory is a victory. The prize pool is also pretty bad, but they would get some points here, and then they absolutely have to nail it at the Yala Compass close qualifier if they want to stand a chance of maybe getting closer, maybe making it, and by beating some of the teams they will have to face here, I think that would tremendously help them in order to still dream about a major. Then we have this last event, if I'm not mistaken, which is Bet Boom London, which again features Aurora, who is fighting for a spot. So it's a massive opportunity for these guys. Ranked again, and it finishes on the 4th of April. So Aurora already has another chance in this tournament here to maybe get some points. Same goes for Parivision, who is also in the list. And that's going to be pretty much this for Europe. Let's stay tuned. And if I had to take a guess here, honestly, I think Aurora is in a very good spot. They have plenty of opportunities to make it. And Apogee as well. I don't think they have many, right? I think Batboom and Aurora will... I think if I have to choose one team from this list that is going to make it to the cut and is going to beat, I think it's going to be Aurora. I think Aurora is going to pass 9, and 9 will end up being eliminated because they don't have many chances anymore to get points. Now, when it comes to Americas, guys, we have Liquid guaranteed on stage 3. We have Pain, Furia, MIBR, and Wildcard, because all of these teams did pretty great at the last major. And then we have the North America cut, which should be relatively easy, right? M80, NRG, Complexity, they're all pretty much guaranteed. That there's some teams fighting for the last remaining spots. And then we have the South America qualifier, which is very stacked as it is right now. I would say from this list, we have Imperial, Fluxo, Legacy, Sharks. All these 4 teams here are pretty much guaranteed with their spots. But when it comes to Audix, Solid, Bestia, and Red Canids, things are really, really stacked. And anything could change based on the next things that are happening in South America right now. And we have Swingers, Shinden, and 9Z. I would say these are the 3 teams that could still have a chance of passing Red Canids, Bestia, and those. But things are really looking good for Red Canids lately. I've been doing some of their games, and they have been playing really, really well. For now, in South America, that's how it looks like for the qualifier, right? We will have 8 teams, and between these 8 teams, only 3 teams will make it to the major itself. And honestly, looking at these teams from here, I think it's pretty safe to say that Imperial is probably the favorite ones. I would say Legacy as a second placer. I think they're doing very good lately. And then between Fluxo, Sharks, Audic, and all the rest here that could still make it, I think the third spot is very wide open. So I would say Imperial and Legacy are my 2 100% picks. And then the rest of the teams will be fighting for the last spot. And talking about the last spot, we have the PGL Astana close qualifier still happening today. We have Imperial, Red Canids, we have Fluxo, Audic. 2 insanely important matchups for these teams in order to, for Red Canids, this is a massive match. If they beat Imperial here, this pretty much puts them in a very comfortable spot in the ranking. The same goes for Audic, right? If they're able to beat Fluxo, that would be tremendously helpful for them to also get some more points for the ranking. And then what else? Then we have this Fire League Brazil close qualifier, and we have the South America close qualifier, which is going to include the Argentinian teams here together with some Brazilians as well. You see 9Z and Bestia are participating in this one. Same goes for Chinden, who is also battling for their spot in the qualifier. And in the Brazilian qualifier, we have all of them again. We have Solid, we have Audic, we have Red Canids. So a lot of things will be decided until the very absolute last minute on the 6th of April, where we will then find out who is going to make it. And if I had to take a guess, I would say Red Canids will do it. I think Audic and Solid will do it as well. And I'm not sure about Bestia. I think, Swinger, Shinden, they are certainly capable. Shinden specifically, I think they're certainly capable of beating Bestia in this other qualifier here in the South America close qualifier, maybe even winning the whole thing. They've been doing really great lately, the Argentina roster. So if they actually win this qualifier here, I think that would put them in a very comfortable spot. We'll see. But for now, I'll leave you guys with this. I want to know from you guys in the comment, who do you think is going to make it? Are there any teams here that you think is going to surprise us in the next couple of days? Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Click on the subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. Cheers.